he needs to make it a path for me to push all that crap down, because the ditch is right against that bank, and it's, you don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's actually moved like 20 feet out worth of mud and grass and weeds and all that. So the reason that bank is there is because when we built these barns right here, we actually had to dig about 25 feet down. It was a massive dirt work project when we built these things, but at the time this was the only land available to buy, so we had to work with what we had at the time. So anyways, that used to be a massive bank, and we tried sloping it forward so that way the water run, but it never worked because all the topsoil was gone from all the dirt work that we never could get grass to grow. So we ended up having to dig a ditch, and that ditch fills up because the bank is always constantly washing out, and so we haven't cleaned it out in about 4 years. So you can see what it's came to, and it's taken up about 20 feet of our driveway just from it, all the silt coming in and the weeds growing. It needs to be fixed. It's an issue because when we have heavy rainstorms, it likes to come out in our parking lot, and half our parking lot is underwater. So I don't know how much I'm going to get to film today, because as you saw, the drone can't handle this wind. It's going to be terrible audio in the wind talking to you guys, but we can get you guys some action shots. I don't know how much for the drone though. Yeah, and then I'll be on the dozer pushing dirt down, and my dad will be on the tractor scooping it out, and then we can push it down with the dozer. Captain, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Captain, we can't move. The wind's keeping us from moving. We have to land. Emergency landing. Abort mission. We gotta go. We ain't gonna make it. We're gonna crash. We gotta go. Oh gosh, we can't make it. We can't move. Oh no. The wind is so strong it won't let us go forward. We have to land. Emergency landing.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Could be ourselves, didn't have much but nevertheless we were true to each other, but now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea.
So we have a little bit of an update. I have lost my hat. It has blown off in the wind and landed in that nice nasty water. I have it, I'm just not wearing it for the lack of it doing that again, and it may be done for. We found a snake. I filmed it with my phone. We were messing with it. It was quite upset with us. It was doing that thing with its tongue, so I was doing this back at it, waving at it. I think it was waving at me. So it's going quite well. My hair is having a beautiful day.
Chasing all that we don't do so many great things. So believe in me, I believe in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call a mess. The whole thing. It's a mess. It's what it is. But it needed to be done also. So you work with your consequences, put it that way. I already loaded the dozer and got it on the trailer and chained it down. So, it's the next day here. Our farm helper was turning the truck around, and let's just say he's learned from experience now. As in, don't go where you're going up a hill on wet grass that's also soft ground, and where we also have the world's biggest trailer that drags on everything. What are your words on your farm helpers project?
Learn from experience.
There is one good thing about this trailer, besides the fact that it hits just about everything you drive on and drags. The people who made it put the tail lights in that little channel that runs across there, so it protects them. Unlike our camper. And just like that, she's back up on solid gravel. Now if that was a Chevy, it probably wouldn't have had a drive shaft laying out from underneath it, but you know, those good old Fords, you can always rely on them. Thanks for stopping back in. It's the next day here in the video. I'm sorry this video's been all about dozer, but the dozer is the one thing that can get in the field and work when it's a tad bit wet, which is not wet right now. But we are at Zach's farm, we call, and he has a 50-acre farm. And 40 acres of it is in a big park, and then we have this nice 10-acre really hilly ground. As you can see, the camera doesn't give it justice on how hilly it is, but it's extremely steep. The landowner had it logged over the winter, and this is not the landowner's fault, by the way, it is the loggers. They ran their equipment right in the middle of the field, and all the way around too, and right now it is unplantable the way they left it. So that's what that dozer is sitting over there for. But it is extremely rutted, and they did it when it was soft and nasty during the winter, and then of course it was muddy. But I mean, there's ruts in the field that are knee deep when you stand in them, and that's all the way down to the end. We're not going to try to get it smooth, like planer smooth, because we're going to run a disc over top of it. But even just getting it roughly smooth is going to be a while. But as you can see, this was a major part of where the rut was up, and you can see how we took the dozer, and it looks like it's halfway done, and I would agree with that, because I didn't put my final touch on it. And that's because we just happen to have this tractor and box plate here. Ain't she a pretty tractor? Look at her. We have a camera set up right there on the box plate. We have the drone sitting right there. And then we have you guys in my hand. So, I think let's get some cool shots right now. it's going quite well. Look at how nice and smooth and level that looks. And let me tell you, we need one of those box blades. And to clarify, we don't own that tractor or that box blade, but we need one. The dozer does this job a lot better, but what the box blade does is it levels everything out. So all those hours spent on leveling stuff out with the dozer, it's cut in half with that box blade. One, because it's a lot wider, and two, it's a lot faster. This is a really steep hillside, but you can see how just nice and smooth it is. I'm sorry, are you okay? It must have been a hard day for you. They have all these sticks. Oh, I'm sorry, you're cut in half. Oh, yep, there's part of you. There's part of you, and there's part of you. Whoopsie doopsies. But back to what I was saying is the box blade helps a lot when it comes just to leveling off and finishing off a job. So we are in the middle of using this nice box blade right here, and the tractor decided it was going to run out of go-go juice and be stuck here. Luckily I turned it off before we sucked too much air, so my dad's on the way with 2 jugs of diesel right now. The mud built up in the box blade. But here's a shovel to clean out the mud. Oh yeah, here's a stick if you need to poke the mud. You guys get the point. My dad has came to the rescue and put diesel on the tractor, and I've spent the last 20 minutes poking dirt. But now it's time for hope. Hey guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy it. That tractor is going to be in the next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. You remember that ripper we were pulling? We're going to try it out on that tractor next. So stay tuned for the next video. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Thank you guys for all the support. Make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Remember, Feild Family Farming. See you in the next one.